You are thinking about what they told you, aren't you? Their words play over and over in your head. You are unconsciously letting them have a hold on you. Don't blame yourself, it's not your fault. I just hope that my words will make you take a step back and that, little by little, you will regain confidence in yourself. First of all, remember that beauty is subjective. Everyone has different tastes, which is a good thing in itself. But for most of us, our vision of what is beautiful is skewed. We are all influenced whether by those close to us or by society in general. Have you ever noticed that we live under the dictates of appearances? We have to be perfect, always well dressed, well groomed, smiling, exuding health and self confidence. But no one is perfect, and no one can be happy all the time because we are human beings with emotions, feelings. It may happen that we do not feel well, and that is reflected in our physical appearance. Why should we be ashamed of something we can control? People who enjoy body shaming others will always find an excuse to do it. And most of the time, it's about something we are not responsible for. Just take a minute to think about it. How can you give power to the words of people who would judge someone because of their disability, the pigmentation of their skin, their height, the size of their breasts, of their penis? Our body is a vessel that allows us to do many things. We shouldn't be defined by it because that's only a small part of who we are. People who make fun of other people's looks tend to feel superior. They forget to show empathy and to glorify differences. But ultimately, what do their remarks mean? That you are not to their taste? So what? You don't have to please everyone. Some even use body shaming as a way to push their own insecurities onto others. They assume that if they don't feel good about themselves, others shouldn't be able to either. What does this mean to you? Why should you heed the words of someone who would rather hurt others than see themselves for who they really are? Body shaming can also stem from beauty standards. Personally, I hate the word norm because it automatically excludes all those who are not part of it and who are, in reality, a majority. Wanting at all costs to be within the norm means forgetting yourself, erasing yourself, to become someone else. Yet, you have so much to offer through your differences, especially since it involves making efforts that will only have a temporary result. Have you noticed how quickly beauty standards change? I do not claim to be a historian, but it only takes a quick visit to a museum to see the speed at which the expected proportions have evolved, very often in an unrealistic way, in fact. If in ancient times small breasts and love handles were in the spotlight, in the Renaissance, on the other hand, corsets transformed women into walking hourglasses, and to add if that was creating serious health problems for them by crushing and displacing their organs. In the 1930s and 1950s, busty shapes returned with pin-ups and Marilyn Monroe. But 40 years later, on the contrary, women were expecting to no longer have any form. The androgynous style was fashionable, even if it meant being on the verge of thinness and putting your health aside. These days, curves are back, but in a targeted way, like Kim Kardashian's plum butt. Going under the scalpel seems to be more normal than having a healthy, natural body. And the same goes for men. Sometimes they must be muscular and viril, sometimes they must have a V-shaped body and have the elegance of a gentleman. Sometimes they have to have an intellectual look like the ideal son-in-law, and sometimes we prefer to see them take on the appearance of a bearded lumberjack wearing a plaid shirt. What I mean is that if beauty standards change so much, it proves that in the end, every body shape can be appreciated, especially since I think you will agree with me. There is a big difference between beauty and charisma and charm. It's about having that little something extra, that something of your own. It breaks my heart to see people torture themselves because of comments made by people who have no legitimacy to present themselves as judges. The effects of body shaming can be dramatic. This can cause serious eating disorders, self-loathing, withdrawal, or loss of self-confidence. This can even go as far as having dark thoughts, wanting to harm yourself, or taking your own life. I realize that saying things like, "Don't listen to them, you're beautiful," probably won't do much good. Unfortunately, negative words often carry more weight than positive ones. However, I would like to remind you that it is better to be than to appear. Being authentic and true to yourself is what matters most. You are not just a body, you are much more than that. You are a person, a personality, a complex mixture of experiences, emotions, and feelings. You are a soul, and you are unique. You deserve to be loved just as you are. You deserve to have the right to be yourself and not get caught up in the superficial standards that others want to impose on you. Your body will change again, whether because of the passage of time, hormones, or illness. But your identity, what makes you a wonderfully unique person, that will not change. To end this session, I offer you a little exercise that I myself have practiced for a long time. Look at yourself in the mirror, even though it may be difficult for you. But rather than focusing on your entire body, force yourself to find a part that you love. There has to be one. Your eyes, your lips, your nose, your hands. Start again the following days. If you can find another part of your body that you like, that's okay. Look for the part that displeases you the least. Ask yourself why you don't like it. Is it due to external influence? To your personal taste? Do you really need to improve this part of your body? And if so, how can you do it without it being painful for you? Little by little, you will regain confidence in yourself because you will realize that there is a difference between displeasing yourself and hating yourself. You will learn that you have the power to change the way you see yourself. Remember that no one can love you more than yourself. So take care of yourself and of your self-esteem. Not for others, but for you and only you, because you deserve it.